Welcome, Spikelings, to the Shark Typhoon.
Make reanimator tier S, please. I mean, S for Gorios is a good deck. I like it more than like the mid-range Goryo piles, but some people really like that the deck. I'll be in Scam again. Can you explain why you prefer Reckless Impulse over Light Up the Stage? It's like a turn 2 play. Light Up the Stage is like usually not on turn 2, and our deck is kind of lacking on good 2-drops. How scared of Orcish Bowmasters am I? I think it's pretty reasonable to just play this tapped. I might dash Ragavan next turn if they like miss their land drop. I mean, I doubt they will because they're not playing a scam hand, but just kind of down to chill. Dash Ragavan if they play Voidwalker. Chillin. Got him. But at what cost? I like that we can clean up the token too, which is nice. Kind of bad against an Undying effect, whatever. Hit Harvest again. Shock to Grapeshot Bowmaster. Grapeshot's a sorcery. Is one mistake you about to too greedy? I think so. Look at our. We have 16 red 1-drops. It's just kind of tough. Okay, can Grapeshot for a lot more now. Underworld Breach? Don't mind if I do. So I think I might play around an Undying effect by putting 3 Grapeshots on the Orc army. Yeah, me too, Jesse. It's been pretty good today. I mean, is this our second scam opponent or third? I think it's our third scam opponent. Yeah, let's just hold the Bauble sack for now. Just like, I think if they Bowmaster come by an Anarchomancer, it's so bad. I can play around it pretty well, I think. Although I guess if I had Manamorphose, I do lose Delirium if I escape anything here. Which makes it, harder to feel like I'm playing around anything. Let's go for Reckless Impulse. Hard to not keep a Manamorphose in these kind of spots. If we graveyard this, we can get Delirium. Maybe they just don't have the other Bowmaster, though. Alright, so we're going to lose our Anarchomancer. But then we can go... Grapeshot, kill their board. Then Bauble a couple times. Seems fine. Do I want to Grapeshot from the yard or from hand? I guess the question, it's just like, do I want Grapeshot or random? I think I want Grapeshot over random card, basically. Probably could X out a little bit better there, but we're going to have an enchantment into the yard anyways after this. Yeah, I do just need to be putting stuff in the graveyard, though, for these breaches, despite that being like an okay draw. Same targets. 1, 1, 1, 1. All right, so let's see. The top card is Fable. Now we'll attack for 3 while we still have Delirium. Shouldn't I Bauble first? Bauble at some point. So I'm gonna leave just 1 Bauble in the yard, and then I think we exile the Grapeshot since we have another one in our hand. Delirium online. Your turn. 2 Grapeshots I felt like the right number today. Do you need to kind of dodge 3rd Bowmaster? Fuck off, dude. What the hell? So annoying. Tilt. We're still doing fine. Just like, come on, dude. So there's Fable, 2 mystery cards. Yeah, so we Lightning Bolt first to play around a dying card because then we can heat this for 6 instead of heating this and they get something back. Man, Channeler is so good. What else gives me Delirium? I already have Delirium. What? My instinct says to seek the beast first here. It's not that good a hit. Because I have to play it this turn, weirdly. So to Bauble and an Abundant Harvest. Graveyard that. Yeah, deck's been looking great. This feels keepable. Gonna have it up with the treasure token. We've also been drawing. We've been running hot today, but you're not like 9-1 on the day with any deck if you're not running hot to some extent. All right, so I want to crack this now, so I will have the heat up. I played against Bean last night by testing. I did win, thanks to a good Underworld Breach in the late game. But like both games went to like turn 10 until I just eventually drew Breach and won. One game I had like 19 cards left in my library and hadn't drawn a Breach at like top 41 or something. But we haven't played against it today. I like Surveillance. What can I say? Game 1 against Scam seems really good for what it's worth. Cyborg games get tougher. We have a plan. I don't love that our plan, like, so we have 2 answers to Leyline of the Void, but we're not like, if we don't draw it and they have Leyline, it's tough. But Revelry can also help Chalice the Void. Fable sometimes. We did kill a Fable for lethal, and I really don't want my Ragavans in against them post board. You can play some, you can maybe involve them in your like on the play game plan. Yeah, we've also been beating Scam a lot when they've had like really good draws against us too. So that's been like an important dynamic also when you're evaluating your Scam matchup. Are you beating them when they're drawing well, or just beating them when they're drawing kind of dopey and mopey? Also, I've also just like not been playing Channeler when I can't play around Bowmasters. Just like I just hold it, and that's been pretty good for me so far. For the most part, that's the plan at least. think I'm gonna save the Bauble for Channeler. Although playing it to like not get the triggered up Bowmaster is also like certainly something. I can also save it to Grapeshot kill Voidwalker this turn. Voidwalker is nice to kill. What's up?
Daylight?
Yeah, I love some. Thank you.
It was the powder.
What's up?
It was the powder.
No. Could be upkeeping the crack. Kind of want them, if they have Bowmaster, for them to have to play it on their upkeep. Second Voidwalker is not ideal. I'm trying to Reckless Impulse into a land. Not a super consistent plan in this deck, I know. We hit it, we get to go Channeler, block Ragavan. I think just like playing a creature to block Ragavan this turn feels like a losing line. This feels like a winning line, but it didn't, work out. Land next card, unfortunately. Okay, goodbye Klothys, maybe. Might have to go to game 3. Could Bergie or Flamekin be playable in this kind of deck? They couldn't be playable in any deck, I think. They're just like not very good cards, I think. One more land for one less Questing Druid. Questing Druid is like the best card of this deck. I also haven't, like, I know we've missed like a land drop here too, but I don't, after my gaming today, it doesn't really feel like we're dying for another land. We're 9-1. Let me cook, I guess. All right, let's hit a Bolt or Heat. Dang. So I just get a tap land, play Channeler. Shazy 13, thank you. Cutting Questing Druid is just crazy though. It's like better than Reckless Impulse. You cut that first, right? Probably plays like a Fury here. It's okay, we have game 3 on the play. Alright, let's stick with my sideboard plan on the play. See how it goes. If I could play all of my hand, my Klothys would be a creature until the breach dies, I guess. Yeah, Klothys needs to be a ley line. Can you imagine? In general, would you board in Gemstone Caverns against Scam? If I'm on the draw, I would board it in any game. Any matchup. If I'm on the play, I don't think I'd board it in often. Okay, finding a second Bolt here is really nice because they can't, like, grief scam me effectively. Yeah, I did watch the Modern Super League yesterday. Most of it. And then top 8 starts next week. I don't know the exact structure. I think we're playing just the top. Or at least how I would expect it to be done. And I'm not, I haven't looked at how the structure is, but I would expect it to be that the quarterfinals play their matches, and then the week after is semifinals and finals. That would be my kind of expectation. We'll see if Anurag will have a different idea. Do I Corey Bone Crushers in the sideboard? Probably thinks they're good against ring decks. Might be right about it. I think they're kind of just mediocre in general. They're like good. It's nice in the mirror too. Like they're definitely a good card to have in the mirror. Which there aren't that many good cards in the mirror, so kind of having anything is nice. All right, let's go for Seek the Beast instead of Breach this turn. Yeah, maybe it's just for the mirror. Yeah, I'm in the top 8. I don't think I have the whole top 8 memorized, but Stone and Stomping Ground. I like that we have stone so that if they like Bowmaster my upkeep, I can go Questing Druid, Stone, Unholy Heat the Bowmaster, and don't need to worry about an Undying effect. And I think we'll main phase the Heat so another Bowmaster won't kill my Questing Druid. They have 4 cards in their hand. Hopefully all Undying effects. At least one. Yeah, if we get to breach this turn, it's gonna be tough for them to come back, I think. We'll see. It's pretty nice. I think I buy top card, I guess. Not the most useful. So I can go Heat, Grapeshot, Bauble. Maybe it makes more sense to just go. I guess I can't go Bauble, Grapeshot, Bauble, and kill both of these. So seems correct then. Life total's getting a little low, Spider-Man. Why not Goblin, then Grapeshot? We don't have enough mana is the main reason, right? Maybe we had exactly enough mana. Maybe I think we did have enough mana. We don't get to draw cards, though. I'm not sure how much like the Goblin is good next turn. But maybe it's good with me having this in my hand. I think I'll wait on sacking this Bauble. Playing around Bowmaster is so tough to do sometimes. Although it probably makes sense to crack it on my turn, right? Because they have these Fable draws that they could draw the Bowmaster off of. They didn't get Blood Crypt either. Just kind of weird. They have push? No, they would have used the push. Yeah, why not get Blood Crypt there? Yeah, nice to have like a strong hand in this spot too, of course. They discard 2 lands. We knew they just drew at least one of them. 4 cards in their hand. I got a big old Questing Druid that can't be Furied either. Like they can't scam Fury because I have Stone and it's got a 5 toughness. They already have used 1 Terminate. So I imagine they grief my Druid. Plays Takenuma. So unlikely that they would have another land in this spot if they play Takenuma. So we can further hand his 2 spells. Maybe one Undying effect, although we could maybe infer that they would have discarded an Undying effect had they had one. Maybe they drew into one. Speaking of one, that's the life total my opponent is going to. If they don't block. So if we get Stomping Ground tapped, we go 3 mana Jegantha in hand, cast Jegantha for 3 mana, so we'll probably end up doing that. I guess I could leave up Stone activation, not sure how often I want to do that here. Shield Red is good for sure. Seems fine to fetch still since I'm not going to an even life total. A removal spell for the Reflection would be a good draw, and that is what we find. Since this is going to force them to chump block my Druid, and I'm not going to be dead to a Lightning Bolt. Could it make sense to play around Ragavan plus Bolt? Okay, well that would have to be their exact 2 cards now. Seems fine to play around. Like that is in my mind how we lose this game is like those are my opponent's exact 2 cards. Oh, sorry, not chump block. They're trading, of course. It's not super often that Death Touch comes up on Shieldred. Yeah, so I should have attacked. So the Anarchomancers are just lethal next turn, by the way. But yeah, never mind. Okay, that is definitely the best possible play. Jegantha could trade for this, though. Yeah, I should have attacked with the other Anarchomancer, so definitely a little mistake there. Nice to have Bolt here, though. So I'm going to wait on the Bolt, because if my opponent has another Fury, they'll probably play it pre-combat. I guess it won't really matter too much, but they should play it pre-combat if they have another one, so we can kind of, like, bait them into that a little bit, I guess. Can't see myself responding to that. Yeah, I think I should Bolt the Fury. Kind of tempting to trade here and then bolt the Voidwalker, but yeah, I just have too many good draws to do that, I think. So if I sack the stone, I am dead if their last card is Bowmaster. So let's not. Okay. We are 10-1 on the day, and we're 3-0 against Scam, which is fun. Bowmaster come down to block there. Maybe. I think they maybe go to 1. Maybe I crack the stone, right? Or Winnow did only trigger 1 time a turn. We really had to get the indestructible line of text on there. Seems very cool. Like, it's kind of a cool card in humans, because, you know, you can put counters on this with Thalia's Lieutenant. Seems like a little underpowered. But could end up playing a little bit better than it looks also. Like, it's kind of like Adeline, where it comes down and makes a token immediately if you attack. Like, it's kind of the same thing, but it doesn't make a human token, which is a problem. Could be like Adeline number 5. They could condense every card by 30% word count. Yeah, I agree. Maybe Scam thought I looked kind of out of it last I looked. I don't know when you looked. when you last looked. Let me see what my top card is. There's a good chance I want to go... Maybe I just go actually Harvest for land right now and then Bauble myself. I could go Anarchomancer into Manamorphose. With like a little bit of a scry here off the Mire. Heat. Let's shuffle the Heat. I want something a little bit more proactive. Rhinos is probably not a great matchup. Don't have like really anything on the board for it either. It's a good pickup though. Maybe getting iced. I don't think that my opponent would like sandbag Fire Ice, right? Doesn't seem very realistic or reasonable to, so I'm going to play my Anarchomancer. Yeah, Dead Gone is obviously the other possibility, but like when you've at least ruled out Fire Ice there, I think it's okay to jam. Oh, I meant to make green red, of course. I don't know if I would play Questing Druid instead of like Reckless Impulse here, but kind of annoying that I misclicked there, because maybe I would play it. This turn we hit an Underworld Breach and a Ragavan. Or for next turn. Maybe phrase it that way. Yeah, too much Phoenix, huh? It's like actually, oh wow, holy shit. We've also, you know, again, you're never 10-1 with the deck if you're not drawing hot. But that was a hot draw. If they have Force of Negation, though, we do lose. Seems like they have it, but still a hot draw. Yeah. Decided to force this instead. Not sure how good or bad that is for me. I think good. I get to also play this and Block here. I get to draw my card off Manamorphose. Guess they're playing around me having a land or something. Any plans to revisit Night of Such Revenge? Deck seems really well positioned. I mean, I think it's okay. It's like okay against Scam if they're like don't have a ton of sideboard cards for you, but they're playing more sideboard cards for like scales and stuff now. They 4-color Omnath decks are like a little less popular than they were, but they're playing a ton of Force of Vigors, which is like also a bad formula for you. So, you know, there's stuff to like and dislike about those matchups probably, but to say that it's like really well positioned seems like hyperbole at least. So go Questing Druid, Bolt here, attack. Just kind of too small. I could maybe hit Fury off the Ragavan. I could... and if I fail, I could try to Abundant Harvest and do Unholy Heat. Which both seem like a plan, but not a winning plan maybe. With them having more Rhinos coming down next turn. So missed on the Fury. Which was always a little ambitious. I don't play a lot of Furies these days. Missed on the Unholy Heat. Let's go to game 2. Do you think Rhinos is probably a pretty bad matchup? Klothys will save us. Are we sideboarding any differently? I mean, these bolts are pretty bad. I just don't have anything for them. Don't you like the Rug Druid deck better? I'm 10-1 on the day with this deck. For us, if you're talking about like the like team or Druid with like counter spells and stuff, like, you know, this is also a brew stream. Welcome to the stream. We do a lot of brewing and stuff, and we try to innovate and play new things. And I'm not, you know, I think that deck is good, yeah, but this deck has been looking great and attacks from a different angle and is 2 colors and has a high card quality, combo finish. Questing Druid is also like way better in this deck than in that deck, I think. Alright, you can oftentimes count on Ragavan to hit your Rhino's opponents, so I think I'm keeping this Mountain Abundant Harvest Ragavan hand. Flame of an Honor. The darkness will not avail you. Probably don't want to play Questing Druid into old Fire Ice, huh? So we hit a Goblin Anarchomancer and an Underworld Breach. If we hit with Ragavan, we were maybe playing both. Probably not playing both. Yeah, I think I go get Stomping Grounds, Anarchomancer, Questing Druid, Reckless Impulse. If they don't kill Druid in response, or Anarchomancer in response, but I don't think that they have removal because they let me hit them with Ragavan, and everybody hates that, right? Fury also only kills 2 creatures, so that's probably fair and balanced, right? So next we have a Ragavan and a Harvest available. It can be kind of fun to dash Ragavan and trigger Questing Druid every single turn. Not like the biggest dealio ever. I like having the Grapeshot here. We should be doing pretty fine if they just go like land Shardless Agent. Violent Outburst is certainly going to be a little trickier to play around. So I'm just going to go ahead and... I'm going to use this Abundant Harvest. I'm going to be using it on non-land like every time because I have second Abundant Harvest. So let's just start with that. And I want to grow this Druid pre-combat if possible. I want to get Delirium pre-combat if possible, so we'll cast this now. So if I dash this Ragavan here, I can Legend Rule. Ooh, I hit Breach, though. And a land for turn. Huge. So I think I can just go Manamorphose, Grapeshot, Grapeshot, or Manamorphose, Bolt, Grapeshot, Grapeshot. Which I think is lethal. Okay, they forced this. Pitching Lorien revealed. Sure. So now, what? I think we attack with Questing Druid Ragavan. And then when they Violent Outburst... they're either taking a hit from Ragavan or double blocking the Druid, and I think either of those outcomes are pretty fine, and they're contributing 2 more to my storm count. Oh, this is 5 power. I always forget that these are 5 power. They're double blocking Ragavan. The worst block I've ever seen in my entire life, to be honest. With peace and love. So I will just bolt and Grapeshot them. Because I could have bolted before damage. Just kind of shook. Entire life. That might have been the worst block I've ever seen. I don't know. Worst block of the year, at least. With peace and love. I've made some bad blocks in my time. Okay, game 3. Put insult to play. They keep their 7. I keep my 7. Everybody's happy. I think this match is pretty bad, though. I think we're not going to be very favored on the draw here. Could be Lauren's revealed. I mean, Ragavan gets worse every single turn you wait on it in this matchup and every single game ever. Maybe not every game. Most games. Yeah, is Lauren revealed instead? What was the answer? Block both? Yeah, I like at the very least, why double block the Ragavan? I have an extra Ragavan off of my Seek the Beast or whatever it was, and so I'm not dying to save my Ragavan, and they maybe don't know I have Grapeshot in the deck, but I would double block the Questing Druid before I double block the Ragavan, or block 1 on each, or just block Ragavan. It was just the worst possible block, I think. That is definitely the card I wanted to find. So let's see what our next non-land is here. Channeler. My opponent didn't kill Ragavan. I think I'm down to play my Channeler this turn. I'm likely to use all my mana next turn anyways. And play Channeler first. If they sandbagged Fire Ice, I'll be shaken to my very core. Yeah, do we think they might have Violent Outburst? So if I bolt their face, attack them down to 7, then down to 4 next turn. Such a weird attack. I'm going to attack with just Channeler. If they Violent Outburst, I'm going to bolt them. If they don't Violent Outburst, I'm not going to bolt them. If they force negation my bolt, it's really tough, but it's very tough to play around subtlety plus force of negation, you know what I mean? Fuck. Guess that's the game, probably. I have 1 card actually, and I can heat a Rhino. Maybe I'm doing okay. Thanks again, Natasha, for the 41. Let's go. Yeah, maybe we're doing okay. Them attacking with both is bad because they have an answer to Ragavan. Hopefully that answer is not another Cascade spell, but yeah, these are the games against Rhinos where it's what was your plan? I think I'm Seeking the Beast here. It's very close, I think. Maybe I just needed to cast Questing Druid. Probably it's better to cast the Questing Druid. Okay, Klothys will save us. If they have Force no blue card, I guess they show it to me on their upkeep and kill me, but I'm doing pretty good against you know, if I'm not, it can be Violent Outburst, Fire Ice, Bone Crusher. If they don't kill me though, the classic. If they don't kill me, I'm winning. Yeah, I guess it's better to play Klothys because I can get out of that dead range pretty quick. Wonder what their hand is. It's exciting that we can beat a top decked Force of Negation. Save the Manamorphose for the Questing Druid, I think is fine, since all of our mana is pretty accounted for. Maybe I should do this after they draw, because I kind of want them to draw Force of Negation and force this. Thankfully, they did top deck it last turn. What a crazy game, and now we're out of Fire Ice range. We've been running so hot today. Also, never could have imagined I would have hit my opponent with this Ragavan this many times. So out of burn range. Questing Druid, Matessa, and Gen Saga over Goy. Maybe we would have played Questing Druid without the Sagas. But a deck like this is also like just maybe better, I don't know. It probably is Darkling Scribe, but it's also a pain to like split your like Rin's Resolves and Reckless Impulses. It just like looks so ugly. But I would agree that it's probably correct. Okay, that's a great card to know about. I think they're dead, right? Because I heat one of the tokens. So spins the Footfalls. Yeah, so I heat one of the tokens. Kill them with my other creature. Is that the 4th Unholy Heat also? Yeah, it's the 4th Unholy Heat. So just drawing so hot today. I'm not going to put the overall record on the screen because it's kind of a curse, but I also miscounted. Sorry, I don't know why I thought I did miscount, so pre-cursing ourselves, I guess. Do I still make this attack? Yeah, I still make this attack though. I obviously fucked up here, but I think this is still like the correct attack. Just get them dead to Klothys next turn. I don't know how I miscounted there. So back to being dead to Violent Outburst or Burn Spell off the top. But I think this is still the correct attack. Right now we are... my opponent just conceded, so we're 11-1 on the day, which is pretty dang good. Right? 415020. Shouldn't we have shocked and played Jegantha to play our Outburst? Jegantha is 8 mana. We didn't have 8 mana, right? I've already played against Tron. No. Tron's, you know, kind of a weird matchup. We're a Ragavan deck with like kind of a fast clock. I'm not the most worried about it. This Questing Druid the nuts. It's like this is like the best Questing Druid deck I've played. Like it with such a low curve and a Anarchomancer and like the beatdown plan. It's very, very strong. Yeah. All right, we'll keep one here too. All of Magic is rediscovering how good Quarian Dryad was back in the day. Yeah, a little bit. There was like a Quarian Dryad standard deck actually that was kind of cool. That wasn't before my time. I do sometimes, Panda, I do. My Robot Empire. They started to pay costs. I feel like they, you know. Yeah, they got it. No reason for us to build yet. We might draw our own channeler, of course. Okay, let's harvest for non-land here. Pretty good non-land. So the hand is iteration, 4 mystery cards. Yeah, I'm pretty happy that for them to heat that instead of my Anarchomancer. Obviously, they could just have a third removal spell, but if that was their last removal spell for now, then this was kind of nice. Also, to some extent, when they heat your Anarchomancer, but you got to like reduce the mana with it, it's not so bad because it's kind of like they're removing a 1 mana spell because it gave you a mana back. I think I said this already. B Rocco with 27. Thank you, welcome back. I'm scared of Murktide Region here for sure. Although I can have a pretty big turn, I guess. Maybe it's not so bad if that's all they have. They do have it. It's an 8/8 2-turn clock. If I just find it in a Holy Heat, you kill it though. We find a Manamorphose and a Scalding Tarn. So let's play the Questing Druid. 1 mana Seek the Beast, 1 mana Questing Druid is also, it's been very fun to do that. So you find an Abundant Harvest and a Stomping Ground. Nice to know we're going to get at least 1 more spell this turn. Wow, holy shit. Kind of fizzling, weirdly enough, but... It is good that we get the Questing Druid out of Unholy Heat range. Oh, right on time, Grapeshot. Probably be good this next turn. Put 2 cards on the bottom with their Preordain. I think we're doing pretty well, even if don't draw anything. That's something, though. If my opponent has a counter spell, and I think that they're somewhat likely to have one, I think this is the card I want them to counter. The Lightning Bolt. Fair enough with the Spell Pierce. Not going to pay. So we hit 2 lands. Did we hit 2 lands? Oh, I had to Seek the Beast. Okay. So I have 3 mana still, so I can Seek the Beast. Seek the Beast, Bolt, and Grapeshot. Is there any reason to not Seek the Beast? I don't think so. We hit a Heat. Not really any way for me to play around Spell Pierce on this Heat, I guess. Or maybe, I guess Grapeshot still wins, actually. No, yeah, Grapeshot would still win. Yeah, I guess I could dash also. Yeah, I could dash in the Grapeshot, but this is better against Burn Spell, right? Not that they have one. Cool. Another insane Klothys matchup, I guess. There's every deck. It's just like, wow, this is our best sideboard card. It's also because my sideboard is so targeted. I think I'm tripping an Anarchomancer. Yeah, I knew I had Stomping Grounds already. Thoughtseize, 3 months, thank you. Yeah, this deck is really sick. Yeah, Ragavan is 1 mana to dash with an Anarchomancer. And we got our opponent to like bolt the Ragavan instead of the Anarchomancer because of that, and then like the Anarchomancer netted us like 10 mana over the next turn. Something like that. No Revelry for Artifact Graveyard. Yeah, Revelry is not a good card against like Relic of Progenitus or Tormod's Crypt. It's not a good exchange for you. Okay, I don't have a burn spell. I do have a burn spell, actually. Running pretty hot. You kind of need to find second land soon, but got a couple more looks. All natural. Abundant Harvest also, you know, counts. Unless I get Spell Pierce, that doesn't count. Ragavan definitely clearing a land from the top of my library. Well, I guess I'm running hot enough today. That's probably not even true. Oh, they're also splashing green for Druid. It's just kind of they didn't play a single green source last game, did they? I guess the game wasn't that long turn wise. They do decide to bolt me. I think it's a good play. But they're less likely to have a ton of Murktides, which is nice. They had Triumph? Did they? I don't remember seeing a Triumph, dude. There's no way. I'm pretty sure it was just all blue-red lands. Clears a Bauble. Good hit from Ragavan, of course. They had Druid in the yard. I missed that. Maybe they had Triumph, but I don't recall. I feel like I would have remembered that. Not that I'm known for having a, you know, like functioning brain on this channel. Aria Flame is completely unplayable. Delete it from your brain. There are tons and tons of 3-mana enchantments that if you untap with them and cast a bunch of spells, you'll win. None of them are good. It's a bad formula. It's a bad plan. Was better in a world where enchantments were like unkillable, but we're in a world where enchantments are very killable. Yeah, and yeah, like when Grixis Shadow was tier 1. This was a plan. Evoke Fury, pitch Ragavan. We'll take that. I feel like I'm getting spell pierced. It's like so obvious I have this heat, right? Yeah. Shaq with Twitch Prime, thank you. Okay. Not a super productive hit for them here. I'm down to 6 though. I guess they could cast this so that they don't have to dash Ragavan, but they have to use a treasure. I'm not sure that this is really that productive for them. Also lets me just Grapeshot this, which is nice actually. Really. It's just so bad if my opponent counters my Manamorphose and I get time walked that I think I just wanna cycle them now. Also, I'm casting Grapeshot, so there's a little bit of value in Grapeshot for 4 instead of 4 through 1. Alright, so they're at 10, I'm at 5. We both have 3 lands, we both have 3 cards in hand. My opponent gets the first turn. Is it absurd to think about jamming Invasion Lore with Beans? I think it is, honestly. It's like you're just never flipping it. You're never flipping Invasion. It's just like not a good plan, I think. Looks like they have a Murktide. Is it heatable though? No, yeah, it's a 7/7. Unfortunate. think I have no... I guess I could draw Channeler and Shut Block for a turn. Ugh. Heat 7-7 though, game 3. Good game though, honestly. Being able to play for game 3 is a big deal, I think. I think I'm going to use the restroom too. Be right back. Okay, on the play. Let's go. Desk activate. Jegantha revealed. Raid from Gab. Thank you, Gab. We are currently 11-1 on the day. Went 4-0, 5-0, and now into 2-0 with this green-red questing druid storm deck. You know, barely any storm, but a lot of good cards. Usually I like to wait on an Anarchomancer until I can go like Anarchomancer into 2-drop in this matchup. Or these kind of matchups. Revelry for Beans. Could you play Natural State? So I have Revelry largely because Scam is bringing in both Chalice of the Void and Leyline of the Void against you. Ever with Boom Bust and Artifact lands? Yeah. I played a lot of different builds. My favorite ones always played Celestial Kirin and Ugin's Conjurant with the ability to range your captain for your Ugin's Conjurant. So you go Kirin, Conjurant, and then blow up all of your opponent's lands and not yours, and you're also a Boom Bust deck. This was like, you know, pre-Lord of the Rings, maybe even pre-MH2. Okay, not pre-MH2. This build was always so fun. This is like 57 cards because I was so stuck on the flex spots. I played a build one time with Mana Tithe and didn't like it that much. This build had Urza Saga because this is like maybe MH2 brain thinking Saga's pretty busted. It's a fun deck. Not a deck that I think is really great. I'm going to go ahead and cast Seek the Beast right now, I think. It's 2 types for Delirium. I really want to land. I think there's a chance if I see it revealed off Seek the Beast, I can't play it. Try to blur list look these today. Yeah, you must send the link. I'm happy to take a peek. Come on, lands. Awesome. We've been drawing so fucking well today. It's crazy. Another really good one. Okay, so we were Breach for... I guess we could Breach Bauble a ton this turn. Probably better to just save the Breach for next turn and then... use this Grapeshot effectively. Alright, so they're down to 7. There you have a Murktide on top, which is going to be a little slow here. So they learned their lesson, kill the Anarchomancer. Kind of an easy lesson to learn with Breach revealed, maybe. Plays Basic Island, kind of disappointing. Kind of since I'm hoping for them to fetch here and be dead to Breach Bolt or something like that. So they hit Unholy Heat, but they don't have Delirium. So unless they have a Bauble, we should be good. Okay, they heat the Channeler, which doesn't kill my Channeler the same way I heated their Murktide. I just heated their Murktide conceded, like they're doing here too. It's like poetry, it rhymes. And I guess we can get a 14-1 on the day prediction. So we are 12-1 right now. December 15th. Okay, I got like a month and a half, dude. We're doing fine. It's like right before Christmas. Like it's like honestly a terrible time. I don't know why it's so late in the year. Like was the Canadian RC was like almost a month ago. It feels maybe not quite that long ago. What's on a Moldify with their 75 card deck? Phoenix seems good. Phoenix is good against Scam, yeah. Although worse when they have all these ley lines on the board. Phoenix is bad against Scam, actually. We'll keep the Reckless Impulse on top. Canadians have second RC in 3 weeks. It's just like such a weird feeling random schedule. Okay, 75 cards. Inquisition of Kozilek. We're 3-0. What the fuck? Break with the 16. Thank you, thank you. Did it say what our opponent's record is? I don't see the MTGO bot. Oh, they're 1-1. Mold of 5, 75 cards. 75 card 8 rack, maybe. You gotta fit those racks in there somehow. I called it? Wait, what did you say? Hold on, look at your chat history. The 70 card coffers. Oh, I haven't seen the... I wasn't aware there was a 70 card coffers player. Alright, we're B-seeking. Spike, why do you like to not play coffers in your mono black deck? Honestly, 75 cards is unhinged. It's like deranged. For like a card that's already like so inconsistent, or a plan that's so inconsistent, go up to 75 cards is truly, you know, degenerate behavior. It's like, it's so... We had 2 lands, it's funny. 15 lands in the deck, by the way. Cling to Dust my Bauble, sure. In before Urborg. Mystifying Maze, baby! Let's go! Let's fucking go, dude. Okay, I'm gonna play around Bowmasters by not cracking my fetch. Play around Field of Ruin by getting my last Stomping Ground. We hit Mountain Channeler. Well, all fetchables accounted for. Keep that one on top. Yeah, another swamp on top. Just one more swamp away from coffers being mana neutral. Oh yeah, if they're playing Mystifying Mage as a Golos tutor target, it's acceptable. So they have Swamp, 3 mystery cards. They cannot cast any 4-drops. They do have a Bloodchief's Thirst for my Druid. They suspend a Profane Tutor, which they hadn't last turn and decided not to suspend. Anarchomancer seems good enough to keep. Probably don't cast the Harvest yet, because kind of save it for Stormcat. Like I'm gonna, you know, since it's just off the treasure. We'll cast this Thoughtseize though. Like the last card is definitely a spell. Forgot about that one. That is the other card it could be, I guess. Okay. So what did they drew a Thoughtseize for turn, which gets to take my Harvest, so that's actually pretty good. I wonder, what do they even Profane Tutor for? Urborg? Wait, they took Ragavan instead of Abundant Harvest. That's probably not correct. I don't need to worry about that much about Damnation, because they have to draw a land that taps for mana if they tutor for it. I have to worry a little bit about it, I guess. But I can also, like, if I can dig for Underworld Breach here, we win, so... Feels worth doing, we win. Thank you, Thoughtbot. Yeah, I'm excited for Atlanta. It'll be a fun tournament. Like, I haven't played a paper tournament since Barcelona. Oh, I guess I played SCG Dallas. It did really bad, but I was there for now like 2 hours. All right, so we should be deterministic at this point. I don't think it's possible for me to not find a Grapeshot. I also just found the Grapeshot, which makes it easier. Georgia Aquarium. I am a big aquarium fan. Yeah, there's a regional championship in Atlanta. I think I might stay like an extra day if my family's free. I have 2 cousins, 2 like they're like kids. I have like three of their kids actually. I don't ever get to see aunt and uncle in Atlanta, so we'll probably. Well, I'll see if they like have time to hang out and then try to take an extra day. Yeah, I had a pretty crazy experience last time I was there, but we also like booked a really funny Airbnb. Funny is probably the best way to describe it. And then also we had there's like this college kid who's on shrooms who like jumped in one of our Ubers and ran down the street, and then Hitachi ran after him. It was like a whole thing. Indeed, a whole thing. What a cut. Yeah, Klothys is just great in comes in every matchup. Shimmer Ragavan against the Bowmaster deck seems okay. Any advice on getting over nerves and playing a big event? I just play enough big events, they eventually go away. At least they did for me. I used to have insanely bad nerves, and just eventually you crush them. You have to grind. There's maybe like a healthy way to do it, right? There's maybe like a better way to get over tournament nerves, like something that's like healthy and like good for you or whatever, like will make you a better person. For me, I just like ground them into dust until I don't feel anything anymore, and it works. And it works. No, Alpine Moon I don't think is good against Coffer, especially not against their 75 card version. Yeah, like you just have, like once you like lose, like, this is something for me too, and something, you know, I have, you know, a lot of anxiety in life in general, and like the best way to I think work through your anxiety is to just experience shitty stuff. You know what I mean? Just go through it, you know, because the worry and the nervousness and your tournament nerves and your anxiousness about, you know, asking that person out and your worry about your job and stuff, it's always not always. But usually it's worse than the actual act of whatever it is you're agonizing over. I'm going to play the Anarchomancer this turn, I think. and then it gets better after that. What's that Kanye lyric? That's not really that applicable, I guess. The plan was to drink until the pain's over, but what's worse, the pain or the hangover? It's not really the same thing. I kind of can't get rid of that, but it also doesn't do a ton here. Do I Grapeshot them for 3? I think so. Getting that extra card in the yard is a really big deal. It's a good one to get in the yard too. Could be correct to keep that on top, but I already rebooted it. Yeah, don't try to make sense out of senselessness. I like to say my mama always used to say that, but she didn't. I don't know where I heard that. But it sounds like something. No, it actually doesn't really sound like something she'd say, to be honest. Sounds like something she might nod in agreement with. Okay, I feel a little silly about having 3 Unholy Heats in my hand right now. Was maybe good to wait on this. No, I have to play this turn, yeah. I guess I can kill Crawling Barons. Okay, we're going game 3 almost for sure. Well, shame we're not playing poker today. I'm off it, I think. Teensy tiny bit early. Let's trim an Unholy Heat. Like they're 75 cards, so they're not gonna have like the same density of Shieldreds and stuff. I think with double Manamorphose, I keep Grapeshot over Heat. Obviously hoping this Ragavan connects and or I draw a land. Seems fine. Wish on a 6. These heat, every draw is heat. Straight fire, dude. Straight fire. Suspends Profane Tutor. Tough stuff. Ragavan didn't live, and I didn't draw a land. They get their Cabal Coffers next turn. Ain't looking too good, y'all. I got one type in my yard for Delirium. That's true. I have been drawing super hot today. So it doesn't seem like we're going to be 14-1. But maybe we'll be 13-2. I mean, I'll take a 12-3. That's the minimum. They plus the Karn. And I draw my 5th non-land in a row. And we are not going to be 14-1 today. But we might be 13-2, which is also a GP top 8. Deck bad buy. Let's do a prediction for it. Opponents on at least a mulligan to 6. Opponent's staring at my Ragavan. Although I am worried, it does feel like the majority of people that tank for like 2 minutes on their first turn are scam players, but I guess this is the second worst case scenario, unfortunately, where I'm not playing really any hate for living end. Should I be? Maybe. Or at least have Ragavan on the play. We could also maybe use Dragon Rage's Channeler to like dump a bunch of creatures into the graveyard. They might take my Abundant Harvest. They might also take my Channeler. They take the Harvest. They pitched a Architect of Will. 2 Void Mirror in the side. You can't play Void Mirror, and the Baubles are too important. You can play sideboard cards you're living in, though. It's not that complicated. This may be a graveyard hate over anti-cascade card kind of deck, but yeah, we could play sideboard cards for the matchup. I agree. We might steal this game though. We might steal the match. Yeah, we have 1 Stone of Erech, which is like 2 mana Nile Spellbomb. So we know they have Force of Negation, but they only have 4 cards in their hand. Maybe they'll force this, but it's hard to feel like we'd be too upset about it. I'm gonna graveyard that. I really want to like graveyard Anarchomancer, Questing Druid, and set myself up into a point where if they do living in, it's not so bad. I think we might as well keep that though, since we know we're not graveyarding a creature. Okay, so if I keep this on top, I can go Bolt plus Grapeshot for 8 damage, putting them down to 5. I can also Abundant Harvest for a land first. And I can potentially, like, mill over a creature or two in this process. There's a creature. So we put it down to 4. Or 2, baby. Let's go. Waker's pretty bad. They graveyard another Waker. So they also have Force of Negation. So if they have a Cascader this turn, we lose. They don't have. Oh, we win. Let's go. Bad matchup, steal a game. Now we have to play 2 games in the bad matchup. Okay. I'm gonna board. I'm gonna board in Klothys, I guess. Maybe not even. Card seems really embarrassing. Yeah, I think I'll just bring in the stone and hope for a game like that in one of the 2 sideboard games. Maybe my opponent will like really over sideboard or something. I was really working on the sideboard and I was like, I'm just gonna try to dodge living in today, and 1 out of 15 ain't bad. Probably about average. A little below average maybe. Weather the Storm to buy an extra turn. Extra turn doesn't matter if you're not doing anything. You Weather the Storm, gain 12, they attack you for 12, and then you wasted the last turn. And then you do whatever and you just die. It's like, what if you're gonna do something to win, just do it the turn you Weather the Storm. That's a little reductive, but I don't feel like this is a good matchup for Weather the Storm. I could also be like 100% wrong, and like Weather the Storm is like this huge crazy big brain ploy that just works, but I don't know. Yeah, if you play Endurance in this, so I almost had 4 Endurances in my sideboard with the thought that I would board those in over the Ragavans against Scam. But Endurance is like just not that good against Scam, and like you still don't have the disenchants for their ley lines and chalices and stuff, which sucks. And you lose Jegantha, and Jegantha is like very nice to have against Scam. We won a game against Scam today because we had Jegantha. At least 1 game. Draw a land here, we're in okay shape, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, living in is always a tough matchup for these prowess style decks. I think just trying to dodge it is like totally fine also. I don't feel so bad about it. Shiba Klothys, which matchup bring it in? Scam. We've also brought it in against like Mill and Blue-Black Ring and Murktide. It's like we brought it in like every matchup today. It's funny. 5/2 drops in our 15 land deck. Oof. Yeah, we have 4 Abundant Harvest too. We're on the draw. We're in a bad matchup. You got a high roll. Feeling fine. Draw a land next turn. We're actually like we get to like surveil 6 times. This is all, I guess, you know, assuming they don't living in me. But if they do living in, it's only for Architects of Will and Grief, which is like. We'll get Questing Druid back. It's like actually potentially beatable. Except now they kill all my creatures with Fury. Oh, they also boarded in Leyline. This is actually really good info. Now we know to bring in the Revelries at least. Okay, game 3. Alright, let's go. -2 heat, +2 revelry. I think 3 impulse is still a good number. Let's go. Our 1 graveyard heat card. Turn 2 Klothys on the play with Rags. Yeah, I guess that's maybe a good enough reason to to have it. Deck seems a little light on land. Thank you for the feedback. We are 12-2 on the day. We've been crushing. We've been flooded several games. I would not play another land in the deck. You're free to though. We have does the deck seem light on land? We have a 5-lander. Keeping a 4-lander here. I'm the only one in Modern brave enough to play a 15-land deck in Modern. Yeah, Cursed Totem does not stop the cycling. My opponent was really agonizing over this keep. Yeah, Stone does not stop the cycling. It's just like, it's like Nile Spellbomb that costs 2 mana to activate. Also, I play 14. Well, I'm not brave enough to play 14. Oh, right, Living It also plays 15. Never mind. Not brave after all. Okay, it does stop Grief. It's actually kind of funny. I think we main phase the Manamorphose. Kind of have to cast this, huh? Because like I need to hold up Stone mana. I'm not going to be able to Reckless Impulse, and I also need to get like a clock in play. Spike, this deck seems a little light of lands. Literally, chatters only say this shit to curse me and ensure that I'm going to flood out for the last game of the day. The only reason anyone would ever comment that. Yeah, at least not the first game of the day. This deck seems a little light on land, Spike. You knew what you were doing. Yeah, we can put Jegantha in our hand next turn. You knew what you were doing. Yeah, we gotta hold up the Stone. I also bottomed the land. I guess I did shuffle once. I wonder at one point we just popped the Stone. Maybe we're at that point. Feels kind of like we are. Like they have 4 cards in their hand. Maybe they've got cyclers. Or so maybe they've got no cyclers left. You're kidding, dude! So my opening hand had 5 lands. It was a mulligan to 6. I put 1 back. Make a little light on lands. It might be a little light on lands. Just deliberately cursing me in my own Twitch chat. Now I want to draw a land. Damn it. Okay, just gonna pass. In weirdly good shape if they... Yeah, it would be so funny to win this game also. They started to pay costs there. Like, I think they have a Cascader and then 2 other cards, and they can't really Cascade yet. Manamorphose Ragavan. I do like, I think, casting this Manamorphose so that I can put this Druid as a 2-turn clock. And then since I have to use this Ragavan this turn anyways, let's just do this and then force them to Violent Outburst here. And then I get to go second Questing Druid. Oh, they drew a Cycler. Whoa. They just don't have a Cascader? Or they don't have Violent Outburst, maybe they have Shardless Agent. Okay, no more fetchables for this land. Should maybe be playing, I don't know. It's I don't think we want a forest. We can't play another mountain. Yeah, it is weird they didn't cycle that on that turn or cast it. I guess they wanted the Otawara, that's why. Man, I want to win this game so bad. Oh, whoops. It's a really good draw. I guess I probably don't want to overcommit too much. Just dash for the questing druid counter mostly, and then pass back. We won. I cannot we won! Wow, what a terrible matchup. Not too light of lands after all. The perfect number of lands. I cannot believe we won that game. All right, 13-2 on the day.